Oh. Okay. Okay. Okay, that didn't work. Okay.
No visitors allowed, citizen. What? Now you really...
Okay, fantastic.
Nicely done.
Okay. What do I do? Ah. View lab notes. Reducing dimethyl sulfoxide concentration to 0%. Cancellation of the experiment. Loss of associated data. Experiment details. Repeatedly revive human subjects from extended hibernation without causing death of the human subject. Okay. I'll transfer what we need. Oh, well. I lost my crew. Phineas! Here? Or is it... Oh, it's just the exit. I was about to lose my shit. Like, for him to just show up here? Skills. Okay, journal. Wait, so I can... Oh, that's amazing. Okay. Alright.
If you don't, you have a message from Adjutant Sophia Akande.
No one ever looks quite the same in person as they do in my reports. And my reports of you have been exceptionally thorough. You've had quite a career.
It got your attention at least? You mean stumbling around the colony pretending to know what I'm doing? It got your attention at least.
I've been keeping up with you ever since Emerald Vale. Now that was an interesting piece of work. A rundown backwater, barely worth the ink on a map. Until you showed up. When you cut off power to Edgewater, you saved me a great deal of trouble. Now I don't have to bother trying to save that town. All this happened because some mysterious stranger fell out of the sky.
I get it, you're well informed. You almost sound like you approve. I get it, you're well informed. Can we move
You
along?
have something I want. I'd like to negotiate.
You people need better security. Anybody could have lifted those chemicals. How did you find my ship? I'm listening.
Phineas Wells is wanted by the board. I want to convince you to turn him in to us.
The answer is no. We're done here, Ada. Wanted for what exactly? Alright, convince me. Say no more. I'm in. Convince me.
Wells is a dangerous madman. His plan is going to endanger everyone in Halcyon. He's an obsessive psychopath. And he's using you.
Yeah,
You're
he's
in
using
contact
me,
with
but that's
Wells.
fine.
I want you to send us a tracing signal from his communication terminal.
Hold on. Getting a lot of noise on the signal. Could you fuck off and never call back? You want me to sell him out? So, answer is no, we're done here, Ada. Okay. Hold on. We're getting a lot of noise on the signal. Could you fuck off and
You are
never call
making
back?
a serious mistake.
Adjutant Akande's call has been terminated. Will there be anything else, Captain?
Let's get out of here. Okay. I'm going to go to Scylla face, then Scylla first, then Monarch, then Phineas's lab, just in case there's actually, like,
Destination
actual
reached.
tracking
Select.
going on. Go to Cascadia.
We're in orbit over Cascade.
Okay, now.
Now arriving at Phineas's top secret orbital lab.
Okay. Lose Felix, grab Nyelka or Ellie? I'm gonna say Ellie.
I've kept myself busy in your absence, optimized my formula. I'm now confident I can revive the remaining colonists. All I need now is the dimethyl sulfoxide. I'll take as much as you can give me.
Colonies on the verge of collapse. Found your criminals in the Ministry. Board was testing them on human subjects. Colonies on the verge of collapse.
What? Oh, yes, well, that's obvious. Anyone with 2 working labs can see this colony's slouching toward oblivion. Why do you think we've been doing all this? I revived you to help me save Halcyon from annihilation.
It gets worse. He's planning to freeze everyone.
Hold on. Let me see if I understand this correctly. You're saying that Halcyon's on the brink of total collapse? And the chairman's plan to save all of us is to save himself? I always knew Halcyon was heading toward a systems collapse, but I never imagined we were already there. The board made this crisis, and now they want to solve it by freezing the rest of us? That's not a plan. That's a goddamn escape clause. That makes 2 things we don't have. Time and chemicals to revive the other settlers. None of this was supposed to happen. I was supposed to revive the Hope's colonists. We were supposed to have enough time to solve the problem before we all starved.
Found your chemicals. Board was testing them on human subjects.
Test subjects? Oh, that's grotesque. That's unthinkable. That's exactly what I'd expect out of the board.
These are all the chemicals I could get anymore, and I would have killed subjects.
Damn, that's not enough. Not nearly enough for the whole ship. I could revive a handful of settlers. Maybe, possibly, 10. We're out of time. We're out of chemicals. We may very well be out of options. If the board has their way, we're all going to be spending the rest of our lives frozen in stasis. Do you realize what this means for the Hope? For your fellow colonists? The board's going to kill them all. Toss them out into space, just to make room in their hibernation chambers.
Need to think about this, so that's it. We just give up. All that trouble I went through for nothing. Colony's a mess. I'll be glad to put it behind me as soon as I get a chance. We need to think about this, something we can do.
Short of lining up every member of the board and shooting them in the back of the head. Do you know what's waiting for us on the Hope? Scientists, engineers, artists, the brightest minds Earth ever sent us, uncorrupted by the Board. The Board's going to dispose of them all and transform the Hope into a prison for the rest of us. They're likely on their way to the Hope as we speak. We need to get to those colonists before the Board. I have enough chemicals to start reviving a few of them, but no easy way to get them off the Hope.
Science, there's a way it's not exactly safe, but we could skip the Hope into the system. Yeah.
Merciful gibbering law, you're a genius! We bring the Hope to us. Skip the entire ship across the distance of colony space, right next to my lab.
Engineering. Hope's probably damaged. We'll have to route the power from the Unreliable.
Yes, exactly. You're a step ahead of me, but I perceive the shape of your plan. If we link up the Hope to the Unreliable, then use your navigational computer to calculate a reasonably safe vector, we can skip the entire colony ship into the rings of Terra 2.
I don't know much about skip drives, not the physics anyhow. I do know the Hope's real massive. How's our bitty little ship supposed to skip it?
Excellent question, my sharp-witted mechanic. You will use your own ship to power up the Hope skip drive. Your navigational computer can handle the rest.
I've got a healthy disregard for personal safety, but this sounds crazy, even to me.
Your instincts are correct. By any reasonable definition of sanity, this plan is crazy. Isn't it wonderful? You'll need to switch on the Hope's auxiliary power using the Unreliable. Then head to the bridge. Your navigational computer, Ada, should be able to activate the Hope skip drive. Once you've skipped the Hope next to my lab, I'll have easy access to the frozen colonists. I can start reviving them immediately.
I've got some questions.
Certainly. How can I help?
People aren't going to notice a giant colony ship slamming into the rings of Terra 2. Should I expect resistance?
It wouldn't surprise me. When I pulled you out of the Hope, the Board nearly intercepted me. I expect they stepped up security since my little act of larceny.
Just so we're clear, you know skip drives aren't supposed to be used like this. Well, that's not.
Skip drives were never designed to be used within a system, but I skipped my ship across Halcyon when I rescued you, and that turned out fine, mostly. That is, I ruined my ship and nearly killed myself in the process, but the maneuver was well within acceptable margins of risk. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
People aren't going to notice a giant colony ship slamming into the rings of Terra 2?
Unlikely. The Hope is as massive as the Groundbreaker, but compared to the rings of Terra 2, positively minuscule. The Board might notice, possibly, depending on the position of their heads relative to the depth of their collective posteriors.
I'm ready.
I know you're wondering why I'm doing all this. Why I believe the people on the Hope are the answer to the colony's problems. The Hope is carrying some of humanity's most brilliant thinkers, scientists, engineers, experts in their field. If we work together, we can still find a way to save Halcyon. The Board would have us believe Halcyon is beyond saving. I choose to believe otherwise. If there's even the slightest chance we can save Halcyon from oblivion, then we have to take it.
Talk about the Hope.
Certainly. How can I help?
That's all for now.
Can we talk?
Ellie, yeah.
So we're really gonna do this? I've seen lots of crazy, Captain, but Phineas is in a class of his own. Do you really think he knows what he's doing? Sending us to skip the Hope into Terra 2's orbit right under the Board's nose?
It's our best chance, yeah.
There's a sobering thought. Makes me want to drink. I think this whole plan's insane, but it'll make a good story, you know, if we survive. Speaking of, I get that Phineas thinks he's saving the colony, but what about you? Why risk your neck on this crazy scheme?
What about you? You're still with me. People of Halcyon deserve a chance, so do the colonists on the Hope. It's just my kind of crazy. What else am I gonna do? For better or for worse, my future is tied to Halcyon now. Sounded better than being home alone on a Saturday night. What about you? You're still with me.
I'll do anything for a good story, and nothing shines on a pirate's resume like a successful suicide mission. But I asked you first.
Yeah, you did. So do the colonists on the Hope.
Coming from anyone else, that would sound like a line from one of those Odeon Pictures movies. But I think you really mean it. Still, all this depends on the other Hope colonists. Are they gonna pull us out of the shit? Or are we all just gonna leave a bigger, uglier stain on this corner of the galaxy?
We'll pull together, I'm confident in that. If they're half as capable as me, we'll be in good hands. I'm not optimistic, but we've got to try something before we all go down. If they're half... We'll pull together, yeah.
You're too trusting, and I'm gonna remember that when I negotiate for my cut of our reward, okay? Well, whenever you're ready to do this, I'm with you. Anything else?
I appreciate all that, Ellie. Bavarti, there you are.
That Chief Junlei sure seems well, huh?
Okay.
The Sissy Babes make excellent test subjects. Also, surprisingly nutritious.
Just fast travel back. Alright. Defense skills, range. Okay. And put all this away. Good.
Captain, I hope Dr. Wells has not dragged you into one of his irrational schemes again. My diagnosis of his mental stability is not flattering.
Let's betting it all on Hope.
We have arrived at the Hope. I need you to reroute power from our ship to the Hope's auxiliary generator. You'll have to connect me to the Hope's comm system so I can convince her central computer to enable the skip drive.
I'm bringing Ellie and Bavarti again. What's going to happen if I skip the Hope? Tell me about the Hope.
The Hope is the Groundbreaker's prettier, sleeker sister. She wandered off and got lost for 70 years, but just recently was found. Also, there are hundreds of thousands of frozen organic life forms hibernating in her hold.
What'll happen if I skip the Hope?
If your calculations are even slightly off, you could crash the entire colony ship into Terra 2. Or the Sun.
Or the Sun. Thanks. Okay. Repair everything. Okay, nothing's been
Take
damaged.
someone to watch your back, please.
Thanks, Ada. I appreciate that. Let's do this. Auxiliary power comms. So first, the auxiliary power. I'm dropping a hard save here. It feels like this is it. This is the big final push. Status. Power status. Maintenance status. Hibernation storage status. Logs. Pre-launch roll call. Wait, Wait. Pre-launch roll call. Okay, I don't... Why did I feel like I've recognized one of these? Is it the Hunts? No, from now on we only look forward. Patch.
That ought to do her, Captain.
Get to the comms. Hello?
You know, when they posted us here, I told them there wasn't any point. Nobody would be so stupid as to fly to the ass end of the colony for this derelict. Shows how much I know. You've got about 5 seconds to tell me what you're doing here before I make you take a walk outside.
Lie. Is that any way to treat a new hire? Engineering and lie, science and lie. They sent me to extract a few samples from your frozen cargo. It's gross. I was sent to repair the reactor so it doesn't explode and take out the colony with it. Yeah.
What? Explode? Holy shit. Alright. You'll want a uniform so my staff doesn't shoot you on sight. They're a dangerous mix of bored and trigger happy. We've got a few extra in the old badge station to my right. Good luck.
Your right, so my left. Oh. Whew. Okay. Plasma cutter gold. Alright. I gotta step away real fast. Be right back.